All right, I want to talk about a few players, and I want to start with Mott's. We're going to start with Mott's.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with Mott's. I spoke about maybe our supporter base being a little bit fickle at times and a little bit quick to judge. I jumped on the team show on Wednesday or Thursday with Tez because I was reading in the live chat. A lot of people, when the teams dropped, obviously Doc was dropped, omitted, which had to happen.
I was happy. We spoke about it last.
I think yeah.
As well. Just on that, I think the way Voss spoke about it in the presser, the pre-game presser, I think that's the way it needed to be handled as in terms of his vocabulary that he did use.
100%. He
was honest. It was open.
We've said it for weeks, and he's just got to go find some touch. That's it, basically, right? So they drop Doc. They bring in Young, right? And the live chat and the team show straight away, everyone just jumping on Young, going, he's hopeless, he's useless. Why would you even play him? This and that. Then I'm looking at comments about Motlop playing out of the middle, and why do we have him in there? He's useless. He turns it over more than he should just be a small forward, right? Just play him where he needs to play. There's comments about Nick Haynes still, which I still comments about Nick Haynes. Why is Nick Haynes getting picked every week? He's hopeless, this and that. I'm just reiterating what I'm reading. This isn't necessarily what I think at all. Because I jumped on the team show, had a chat with Tez, and I'll reiterate basically what I said. I think it's very disappointing that we still jump to these sorts of conclusions so quickly on this playing group and about certain players. Now, we have spoken on this podcast, I'll be very frank, about this season already, that we believe that there are certain players that aren't up to it, and there are certain players on this list that probably will still need to be looked at the end of the year. I think that's just the progression and natural evolution of a list. But when you look at the reality of the season so far, and you look at names like Motlop, Haynes, and Young, who have been whipping boys to this point, I don't really understand it, to be honest. Young's come in for 4 or 5 games as a forward, predominantly, and a pinch hit ruck. I can't actually see where he's put a foot wrong. He's kicked goals. He's been a decoy forward. He's played to his ability, and he's played to the position that he's basically been brought into play. I don't think he hasn't been a detriment.
I think he's actually done more than his ability.
Agree.
Well, not his ability. I wouldn't say that, because I think he has a lot to offer. But I feel like as if when he doesn't have confidence, he's very poor.
Agree.
But he's doing and he does everything that he can.
Yep.
To try and do the right thing.
Yep.
To build back, in terms of his confidence and so on. And I don't think he's in our best team.
No, he's not.
He's not in our best team. But when he's in, he's been performing.
You need those players.
He's been performing.
Correct. He has,
and he's been putting more. He's done more than some other players.
The reality of the situation is that he has performed when he's been called on.
Correct.
Right. Hold on. I caught it that time before I literally saw it pop up. He has genuinely performed when he's been called upon. Nick Haynes, outside of round 1, give me a game where he's been poor.
He hasn't.
Right. So I still don't understand.
But our defense hasn't been poor.
No, it hasn't. No. I agree. I actually agree. I think behind the ball we've been fine. But the point is, he has been a whipping boy in the back six. He has been the one that everyone has looked at to go, why are we playing him? You look at the reality of the situation, I don't think he's done much wrong. I think he holds his spot because he plays so consistently. And the third one was Mott's out of the middle, right? There were comments about Mott's playing out of the middle. And I said it on the team show, and I said, just give him a chance. How is he going to develop into a player that can pinch hit out of the centre bounce for us, like a Papley does, like a Ginnivan does at times for the Hawks, or what he did at Collingwood, for instance, and be an effective pinch hit small at centre bounce if you're not going to give him a chance to develop there?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Against North, I remember... it's dropped out again. I don't know. Caught it, though. I've caught it. I'm getting better at catching this audio. Don't worry. Against North, I distinctly remember 2 or 3 centre bounces where Motts was the one breaking away from the contest.
Yeah. I remember watching the VFL last year and the year prior when obviously Motts was down in the VFL playing, and I actually saw him a lot of times starting the centre square. So he has done it at VFL level. Whether that's able to transpire and move up to AFL level is, it's still to be seen in terms of that consistent base, okay? And being able to do it consistently. But, man, like if you have a look at his numbers are pretty good. Like, I think he had 9 tackles or something like that, or something ridiculous, no?
Yep.
He had 9 tackles. So for a small forward, obviously playing a little bit higher up the ground, it's sort of what you want to see. So 9 tackles, 3 goals, 13 possessions. Obviously, he did go up the ground a bit more.
But it's impact. 13 possessions, it's all impact.
It is all impact. And I'd like just to see, in terms of score involvement, 6 score involvements from the 13 touches, 1 goal assist, and obviously the 3 goals.
Yeah.
And he went at 75%.
How many clearances he had?
Clearances?
Had to be at least 2.
Give me 2 seconds. Clearances.
All the way down the bottom.
How far? Oh, yeah, there. Got 1.
You had 1. I think that was from the centre bounce. That's the one that I remember. Yeah. So this is the thing. Like, you trust in that process and you trust in being able to develop those players in those positions. You're going to see that eventually be a positive.
Yeah.
You can't just give up because of the first 3 or 4 games of the season. Motts has had a couple of errors coming out of the centre bounce. I'd rather him take the game on and learn from those mistakes.
The thing is as well is I love what we're doing in the centre bounces too. So obviously the likes of Motts, even Williams. I know Williams probably had a couple of centre clearances too. I remember 1. But you got the likes of, Walsh, Hewitt, Cripps, and Chera. But in saying that, Hewitt and Chera, they were the mainstays in there on the weekend.
I'll talk about Hewitt after this.
They were the mainstays. And then you had, obviously the Walsh and Cripps, and you had the Motts and the Williams go through as well. So we had 6 going through there.
Yep.
Probably even at one stage, I reckon I even saw Cooper Lord go through there once he was subbed on as well. So within the game, there's 7 players going through there. So I just think it adds a variety of dimensions to our game. And with the likes of Motts, Cooper Lord going through there, even if Zach Williams, he does have that burst, it just gives us a different dimension to actually move the ball and extract the footy and something different that opponents probably haven't.
They won't set up for.
They haven't set up for as well.
But this is the thing. This has been the criticism of our midfield unit for years, is that it's just so vanilla. Like, you got so many bulls in there. You go to the same combination so many times. I think last year the combo of Hewitt, Walsh, and Cripps was the most used combination at centre bounce by 20 after across the course of 4 rounds or something, or 6 rounds. And if you continue to go back to the well, opposition are going to know exactly how you're going to try and extract the ball from those situations.
You need to do it against these sides as well. So what I'm saying is you need to test it against these sides.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, and in saying that, if Walsh isn't in the centre bounce and Cripps is in the centre bounce, then what are they doing? They're resting up forward or on the wing or on the, in terms of that kind of.
It now allows Walsh to go outside onto a wing, and it allows Walsh to get outside of the contest where he's not extracting, because you've got other players that can step up.
Yeah.
So I like what I'm seeing there. I'm with you.